Hello guys, welcome back. It's Thorabs and I'm your host Asif Thorab. So today's topic is the passwords, how to choose the password correctors, and so on. So before that, let's subscribe to my channel and so that you can keep on watching some interesting facts and videos about cybersecurity and information security. So let's move on. So choosing a password is a bit tedious task. Nobody would probably bothered about it, but at the end of the day, facing the consequences. So better be cautious and careful before something goes wrong. So it's estimated that around by 2020 um, or by 2021, there will be around 300 billion passwords in existence, which is quite a large number. And that's approximately 40 passwords to remember for every single person on the planet. How's it? It's amazing. That's approximately 40 passwords each person to remember. So, and with that number in mind, it's not a surprise that about 80% of people use the same password multiple times. And that's a fact. Probably you're using the same password on different systems. So considering the vast amount of personal information locked behind usernames and passwords, it's important to select a secure password. And we'll talk about it later on, what's the secure password is. So some companies will have policies which enforce specific features within a chosen password or force you to change your password regularly. Like you get annoying sort of message every time you try to log in that your password is about to expire in so and so days, in 30 days, or in 2 days. So some starts well before time, and which is good because it's for your own data safety. So though the following features which I'm going to talk about should be considered when selecting a password and will often help satisfy those pesky but will well intentioned password policies. Okay, so password characters. So the password should never be just letters. It's always been it should have been in numbers and some alphanumeric characters. Plus, it has to be lower and uppercase uh, letters or characters in it. So basically, the password characters we are talking about. So the password characters should have been first thing first. It should have been a mix of alphanumeric form. It's not just letters, or it should not consist on just the numbers. So let's try to use numbers and symbols like randomly within letters such as IMME 16 SIV backslash forward slash or exclamation mark dot comma and so on. Um, um, so yeah, and the password length. So that's another thing. Password length. Passwords with 8 characters used to be recommended, right? But nowadays it's 12. Somewhere it's even 20. So the more lengthy the password is, the more difficult it's to crack. However, this length of passwords can now be discovered by an hacker in as little as a minute. So brute force and different sort of latest techniques in within industry, thanks to them. So password with 12 characters or more are some more secure, assuming you don't reuse them. So that's a condition on that. And how would you remember such a long password though? There you go. That's password managers comes in. So password manager is a software or a tool which is quite a handy tool for some. Some is a bit difficult to use if they don't know how to install and where to find that. All you need to remember is the master password. So it's the master key or master password you have to remember. And what that tool does, um, it's basically plug in into your browser, allowing you to manage password within websites automatically, which is good. So the benefit of password manager is the ability to make every password unique, long, and complex. So without worrying about forgetting it. So that's a plus point of using that. So the downside to the password manager is that it is somehow compromised. Again, compromised. Um, so all your login details could be accessed in that case if it's compromised. Despite this, though many security researchers encourage the use of password managers. Well, so pros and cons. But pros are more than cons. So believing them to be more secure than the alternative methods like remembering the passwords and so on. Another thing is a multi-factor authentication. So you might have seen that people use a couple of devices, like for example, their mobile phone as a multi-factor authentication, or some keys which digital keys they give it to you, the companies. But not nowadays is the task is being handled by Duo or probably the Google Authenticator and so on. So multi-factor authentication is an approach by used by many organizations nowadays and websites in order to make your accounts more secure. An example of the feature I've already given it to you, that one-time code that is being generated by your device, and whether it is be delivered through SMS message or probably using, as I said, Google Authentication or any other product like Duo. And it's always just password code combination. So there you go. It can be passwords or a biometric like fingerprints or facial recognition or biometrics and a pin code. So it's a different combinations. That's what it called it, multi-factor authentication. So it's not just the password you're handling. So I think this is enough information to digest at the moment, and we will bring some more latest videos on this topic where you will find out how to generate more secure passwords, and probably we will bring some more videos how to crack those passwords. So keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe and like my video. Thank you very much and see you again.